Dunnottar Castle, built on a rocky outcrop on the edge of the ocean, it's one of the most incredible locations for a fortress. It also has a lot of steps. The Lion's Den, so named because the Earl Marshal kept a pet lion here. Its life was short-lived, as its roaring kept the Countess awake at night.
Here we go.
Imagine my surprise when I come across my own name on the list of honors of Scotland. This poor soul was imprisoned here along with 200 other people for attending the wrong church. Next up, the Air Museum Heritage Center in Montrose. It has the distinction of being the first airfield in Britain, and the only airfield that has its original buildings and some of its hangars still intact. Montrose Air Station Heritage Center. This is the 1940s room. The Montrose airfield was home to many female pilots that stayed in rooms just like this one. They were responsible for many flights that transported airplanes from airfield to airfield, and while they did not participate in combat, they accumulated more air hours than many of their male counterparts. Hey look, it's the Moto Guzzi that followed us into town. His name is Wilson, and he told us that he's on his way to a Moto Guzzi Rally that's at a campground right down the street. Well, that changes our plans, so we head down there, get ourselves a tent spot, and wait for the Moto Guzzis to arrive.
It's a rally. 6 Guzzis and a Harley, that's not too bad.
Oh, look at you! Oh, I've been cycling. Hey!
Well, we just had a great dinner with the Guzzi Club from Great Britain, and as is tradition, they're all headed off to yet another pub. So I'm gonna try to catch up.
In the morning, we packed up our gear, said our goodbyes, and headed south towards Edinburgh. There was quite the traffic jam around Edinburgh due to a car accident, and it was quite hot. So we pulled off in this little neighborhood, which had a nice little green where we had lunch. This town had some interesting automobiles in it. A Pontiac Firebird convertible, a V8 Rover, and an old Bentley. In 1754, England made it illegal for couples under 21 to marry without their parents' approval. A local Gretna Green blacksmith took advantage of this opportunity and created his anvil wedding ceremony. This tradition is alive and well today. It's hard to believe we have to leave Scotland to get a welcome sign. We never saw one in Karen Ryan, but we've been here for 11 days. We've covered Scotland from top to bottom and left to right, but it's time to move on to England and Wales. So tune into the next episode when we go in search of Hadrian's Wall. But first, we may meet the most interesting man in the world and his motorcycle collection. But the Moto Guzzi may have plans of its own.
I mean, you were told that he was up here and he was built like an outhouse like that. And I says it was September 1940 and you were mob blitz Coventry for 3 weeks and wiped these lot out. And I thought, Jesus, I've just mentioned the war, you know, and with a big German. Then he went, I'm sorry. I said, well, it wasn't your fault, you big daft bugger. You weren't there, you know. You weren't there, you silly bugger.
Yeah, you're not going to want to miss this one.